As mentioned in my letter dated 18th June 2024, I have convened this informal meeting to observe the annual Nelson Mandela International Day, pursuant to Resolution 64/13 of 10th November 2009. The theme of this year's observance is, "It is still in our hands to combat poverty and inequity." And now there'll be opening remarks from the President. Your Excellency Mathu Joyini, Permanent Representative of South Africa, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. Today, as we celebrate International Nelson Mandela Day, we honor not just an icon of a human being, but the universal principles he championed: justice, equality, and Ubuntu, the profound understanding that I am because we are. Enduring the ferocious inferno of violence during the unjust apartheid-era, South Africa, Madiba, as he was affectionately known, emerged as a beacon of hope, resistance, and indeed resilience. His was not just a journey of political struggle, but more so one of profound triumph and transformation, a journey that was indeed a long walk to freedom, but achieved because of his resilience, deep compassion for all in pain, and yet his genuine, indefatigable will to engage in dialogue despite systematic, and personal persecution at the hands of the then-apartheid regime in South Africa. Madiba is therefore recognized and celebrated for spearheading one of the most pivotal and necessary changes of the late 20th century. His visionary leadership not only brought an end to apartheid, but also continues to resonate and inspire us today, constantly reminding us that what he stood for then still stands despite his demise. His enduring legacy left an indelible mark upon the world and is a testament to the profound positive impact of humanity's good deeds when we opt to be our best of being. This is what we precisely need, more than ever before, to confront division, hate, and prevent the avoidable strife we see in places like the Gaza Strip, Ukraine, Sudan, Haiti, and elsewhere around the world. This year, the theme of Nelson Mandela International Day, "It is still in our hands to combat poverty and inequity," resonates deeply. Madiba understood that mass poverty and obscene levels of inequality are some of the most wretched and insidious forms of violence that exists, especially in a world where excessive opulence obscenely coexists with abject poverty, in a world where there is more than enough to distribute equitably around. Madiba challenged us to recognize that, and I quote, "Overcoming poverty is not a task of charity. It is an act of justice. Like slavery and apartheid, poverty is not natural. It is man-made, and it can be overcome and eradicated by the actions of human beings." Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, today as we reflect on Madiba's teachings, we must recognize that true freedom will never be achieved so long as poverty indefinitely lingers. Through our blueprint, the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, we have the opportunity to achieve freedom from fear and want, including eradicating poverty. But with only 6 years left until 2030, we are bound to woefully miss our many goals and targets. Indeed, we cannot continue to turn a blind eye to the millions still trapped in the prisons of poverty, racism, and systemic violence. It is incumbent upon each and every one of us to act urgently with courage and vision, ensuring that every person's basic human rights are respected and upheld, and embracing our shared humanity and interconnectedness, such as to faithfully honor Madiba's teachings. We must translate our words into meaningful action, because the world, most notably our young people, are hungry not for rhetoric, but for real transformative change. As I conclude, let me remind that this September, the Summit of the Future will be another unique opportunity to forge a new global consensus, uniting all of us, governments and individuals from all corners of the world, to boldly redefine our collective journey and in realizing our shared aspirations towards a brighter, more inclusive, more secure tomorrow. Let us be the generation that rises to greatness. Let us all pledge to scrupulously uphold equal respect and treatment for every person, irrespective of their circumstances. As long as poverty, injustice, and inequality exist in our world, none of us can rest. In Madiba's own words, do not look the other way, do not hesitate. Recognize that the world is hungry for action, not words. Act with courage and vision. Let us heed Madiba's wise counsel and call to action. Let us unite across borders and ideologies to genuinely build a future where justice and equality prevail. Let this International Nelson Mandela Day be a catalyst for renewed commitment to eradicating poverty and injustice wherever they may exist. I thank you.